All right. So for those of you that are new to Hoaglandia, we've been doing an almost monthly Magic Arena tournament. Last month we had 104 players that played our historic tournament that had Teferi and Reclamation banned in it. And this deck made the finals of that tournament. So I'm interested to see if it performs well in a Teferi Reclamation free ladder that we now have. So this is a mono black control deck. We've got spot removal and sweepers and some discard spells. We've got Chromatic Lantern here to help us ramp up into some of our top end a little bit sooner. And then notably, this also lets our lands tap for mana of any color, which lets us activate Golos to generate card advantage. And it allows us to cast sweet cards like Ultimatums and Banefires out of the sideboard when we fetch them with Mastermind acquisition. So acquisition here, good utility card that lets us get any card out of our deck or sideboard, can basically find us an answer to whatever we need in a pinch. So this can give us access to things like Grafdiggers, Cage Game 1, and stuff like that. Go ahead and dive on into some matches here with this and see how it goes. Speaking of the Hoaglandia Opens, with the bannings announced today, we were going to skip this month and do standard after rotation, but we're going to do a historic open this month. So mark your calendars if you're interested in playing. August 16th will be the next historic open. You will need to be subscribed to my channel, and there will be a $6 entry fee on top of that. So if you're not currently subbed, that's $5 plus $6 is $11 to play. It'll be sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. again. For 4 prizes. If you have Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime, link those accounts. Prime subs can also enter that tournament. It's hard whether to say the ban announcement or the Magic's Back Hoaglandia musical announcement was more welcome. Thanks for the 15 months, Biz. The person that played this deck in the open played 61 cards. I decided to play 61 as well. This next open will be on a Sunday, by the way. The 16th is a Sunday. That's not a mistake. I made the other changes to the deck. So I made some adjustments for the Goblins matchup specifically. Is there reasoning for it being on Sunday? Yeah, other people that are running arena tournament series like SCG and Channel Fireball frequently do their coverage for their events on Saturdays. Remember, if you're going to make card recommendations, to please make smart, useful card recommendations. The Phyrexian Arena draw here as opposed to a land makes me pretty sad I didn't disfigure this last turn, so we're going to take a hit now. Opponent likely playing Jund Citadel. Where do you sign up for the open? Signups are not available currently. They should be available this evening. Land? So we're going to take some damage here. They get to sack 1, 2, 3 things. So we're going to take down to 11. Thanks, Ace. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 2-life gain on Contempt. Right, we're hitting our land drops at least. Goodbye, friends. They can just re-escape this next turn, but then that takes their whole turn. Hoping to just continue hitting land drops here. Hey, the 10-ton hammer. Thanks for the tip. For spirits and historic, please. Sounds good. Alright. We unfortunately will not gain life here. Oh, you know what? I should do this during their upkeep, right? I should do this during their upkeep, so they're gonna get to untap the event. So my sequencing here is bad. I had 7 cards. I wasn't discarding the hand size here. Ugin is a combo at this arena because we won't die to our own spell. Exactly, Bob. You understand. Do we have mainboard win cons or relying on Sideboard? Well, I have an Ugin the Spirit Dragon right here. Think they're holding creature removal? Yeah, they could be holding. Good chance they're holding something like Claim the Firstborn. They could also have, like, Citadels that they haven't had mana to cast yet. Gosh, where are my lands? Ryome! Your sub-icon's actually missing, Ryome. Oh, it did go there. Yeah, thanks for the tier 3. Put this towards a build of Temur God Zillas before we realize it's still bad. Sounds good. So we're looking to fade Mayhem Devil at this point is their scariest card. So Golos here gets to go get us, I think, just the Cabal Stronghold, right? So we can Ugin next turn. I'm pretty sure I owe you Godzilla costumes anyways, so... Why not Bog? Because I have a Grafdigger's Cage in play. Anemia! Thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Anything happen this morning seems kind of quiet. And Ugin, notably, does not exile Cage or Chromatic Lantern here. Yes, this game should be done at this point. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. Drakasha, thank you for the very generous tier 2 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome to Hoglandia. Yeah, Cage stops Citadel, by the way, chat. Can't cast spells from the library.
Consider this a warning.
Are they dead to Banefire? I think they're dead to Banefire, right? Alright, Cry's probably okay. I think we board Cage in because this finds cards in our main deck too, so, and we don't mind just drawing it. Murderous Rider's not particularly good here. How do we feel about Agonizing Remorse? Hey, Lyrical, thanks for the quarter of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping us around. I like Remorse. What about Gifted Aetherborn? Maybe that's not stellar. I'm gonna keep a Rider over Aetherborn because Rider does Rider kills Mayhem Devil, which is a pretty important card to kill. Longtime YouTube watcher, happy to finally catch you live and sub from South Africa. Thanks, Drock. I feel like the life gain off Aetherborn is good. So the problem with Aetherborn is that my opponent's pretty likely to have Priest in post-board, which I think means giving them good creatures early to hit with that is a bit of a liability. But maybe I could just also lean on just like always disfiguring or killing the Priest. Definitely see that. So, hand's looking to draw some lands. If you play 61 cards, can you board down to 60? Only if you have an open slot in your sideboard. So your sideboard can have, at most, 15 cards post-board. Alright. Our hand's not particularly exciting. Extinction Event. Yeah, maybe I should board that in. Pretty sure we just want to prioritize keeping our life total high, especially if we want to put Arena into play eventually. Thanks, Gindy. Bye, friends. I think it's important to Agonizing Remorse there, because they could be holding a Citadel, and if they went land Citadel next turn, they could get back into this game, potentially. I already have a Cabal Stronghold, so I think we're just collecting swamps. I'm excited for the Pioneer bans just because it means when they print Pioneer Masters later this year onto Arena, remember we're getting Pioneer Masters on Arena before the end of the year. It means we're not going to get Inverted and Heliod comboed and all those other things. I should have played Dread Presence first there. Oh, I guess I can do this now. Oh. That's because it's not up there yet, comic. And I'm gonna figure out what my stream schedule looks like tonight, and I'll tweet it out and post it on Discord once I have it figured out. I wasn't expecting to put Magic back into my schedule this morning, and I pivoted at the last moment. Spinning is way cooler than Dread Presence anyways. You are not wrong. Alright, let's cage the elephants here. Yeah, correct. Yeah, definitely cage. Definitely just want to like, okay, you cannot peel Citadel and kill me now. Yeah, deck seems sweet. Something I forgot though. Arena is still Arena. I need to restart the client real quick. The waiting when we finish a match is getting longer and I don't want it to crash on me. So enjoy my wonderful sponsors. They're great. Buy their stuff. Shout out to Cool Stuff Inc., BCW Supplies, and Inked Gaming. I've only watched the Advanced Memory Leak too. It's funny. It's funny because it's true. Thanks for the third of the year, Tireless Tribal. I aim to be agile in my job chat so I can pivot quickly from thing to thing. Paradise, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. This is usually mono red in Historic right now. Could be something else. Looks like something else. Technically could be a lot of things, I suppose. Are we talking about your optics next? Ooh, yeah, could be 5-color Niv. Could just be appeal to the dead deck too. Yeah, this companion restriction gets met by a lot of different things, so. Hey, we got Stream Decker Bot back. Yay, Stream Decker Bot. So, funny. I asked the Stream Decker person that makes Stream Decker, how do I re-add the bot to my channel? And they responded with, so they must have banned Reclamation and Teferi then. Oh, that's great. That's great. Six mana Niv. I don't know if 6-mana Niv is a card that becomes playable with these bans. It wasn't explicitly just Teferi that hurt 6-mana Niv. Elspeth Conquers Death is a big deal for that card as well. It just isn't quite the control finisher it used to be. That's a neat build, is using the Draw 2 theme. That deck's probably fine. Michael Majors is a good Magic player. Yeah, Nivik. All my variety segments are on hold until further notice. I think after the Hoglandia Open on the 16th, I might add a variety games queue like we have. I have a couple of submissions from people, and if people don't want to wait for their variety submissions to be played, I'll just give them refunds. But I think once, like, we're going to lean into Magic now when the hype is highest, but doing like 1 or maybe 2 variety segments a week could be fun. Like, I was enjoying playing different games. I think we're dead at this point, right? I guess I could draw Murderous Rider. Hey, Serenity. Thank you for the brand new Prime Sport. Welcome to Hoglandia. Yeah, the 5D chest was genuinely sweet. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? There's only so many hours in the day. So it's like I want to be able to like get to the card game content I want to do, but like also not work all the time. Christy and I are still also figuring out like how we're going to educate the kids this fall and balance that with us working. Yeah, there's also the new baby's pretty easy though. They're not really a challenge until they hit like until they can like climb out of a pack and play. Like new babies are like pretty straightforward. I think I'm supposed to Heartless Act here and save this until I can generate card advantage with it. Yeah, I agree, Lark. I was completely floored by them, by what they did. I was expecting a reclamation ban. I was not expecting them to get rid of Teferi.
You act without wisdom.
I would be very happy if both my 5- and 6-year-olds could be fairly literate by next fall, is our goal. Hammering sight words and phonics into them is the current plan. I don't know. I don't hate not banning Muxus right away. Banning Teferi unbans cards like Disdainful Stroke. So, like, I think there's a good chance that between things like Disdainful Strokes and Flame Sweeps and some other, like, aggressive decks, that, like, maybe Goblins isn't too big of an issue. We'll see. If you listen to the lyrics at the end, Jin, I put the Muxus up when I said a whole new world with you. Gotta listen to the details. Dorian Costly, thanks for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Man, where are my lands, chat? I wonder if they're sitting on counter spells. What would I cut? If I knew what I would cut to take this to 60 cards, I would have cut it already.
Beyond vision.
Just got a land. Okay, that was my face.
Ghost fire. My greatest creation.
The black-red deck was great. If we play it a second time and it's great, I'll probably throw it on the site. I try to only add decks to the site if we play them a couple of times, because sometimes they're a fluke. I also like to have a decent amount of content with the deck list to put it up on the website. Oh, I forgot that he was cheaper. How did I forget that he was cheaper, chat? That's so good. Ugin makes other Ugin cheaper. I could have remorse before this. And well, now let's do this, I guess. I was like, why do I have 2 mana available? I thought I had 8 lands. Ugin synergizes with himself. Trim a bunch of kind of clunky spot removal. Bring in some other card advantage. I think I'm going to leave Witch's Vengeance in because it clears out zombies from their Field of the Dead, which I assume they're playing. Alright, hoping to draw a Swamp here in our first 2 draws. So we can go Remorse into Lantern. Nailed it. I'm expecting them to be a Field of the Dead deck, Blade. Sure, we take those. We will be resuming daily Runeterra content tomorrow, Lucas. I need to talk with Christy and figure out exactly what volume of content we're gonna be okay with me doing in the short term. But I'm definitely not planning to just stop doing Runeterra, because I agree Runeterra is very, very fun. It's a genuinely good card game. Land's a great draw here, because now I get to do this into this. Bant Defenders? Yeah, definitely, Wargy. It's been good, Sword and Shield. I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of expecting an onslaught of goblins, and so far it just hasn't been, which is nice. Very nice. Hey, Metafix. Thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, the bans are live already. So because they banned Teferi, they were able to implement the bannings at instant speed instead of waiting till their next main phase. So they went live this morning instead of Thursday. For Bant Arcades and for Bant Huatli. I'll have to maybe see on the Huatli list. Arcades I'm definitely down for. I don't know that Huatli's really a playable card. So we need to draw our tutor here so we can get an Elderspell. Okay, this lets us play Spirit Dragon next turn and kill their Spirit Dragon. Cancel is a pretty good Magic card, chat. Darn millennials and their cancel culture.
Beyond perception.
Even if we hit Elderspell this turn, probably done. They get to escape Uro here. You're only 2 years older than me. We're both millennials. I am definitely a millennial. What a fantastic era of Magic, dem cheeks. I think I boarded in the Elderspell. I did. Don't talk over yourself, Ugin. It's not flattering. Trying to think, like, what is our out here? I guess Vraska's Contempt's a good one. Sounds good working. I'll let you know tonight at some point. It's gonna be a busy day for me. It was funny. I read there was a article about Ocasio-Cortez that was like, should we be electing more millennials to Congress? And someone had posted a comment on it. They're like, well, based on my linear understanding of time, I'd like to hear what the alternative is. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. Yes, I should probably put spirits on the website. It's a good call. Unpleasant times are over, McKnox. Thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We could just elect Gen X and Zoomers. That's true. We could just, like, vote around the millennials, I suppose. Zoomers will be eligible real soon, right? Zoomers are almost 25. Congress is 25. It's 25 for Congress, 30% and 35 for president, if I recall correctly. Civics class was a while ago. So 2026, we could put Zoomers into Congress. Sounds good. More young people doing things. Are you a Zoomer at 21? I believe so. I think the millennial cutoff is considered like 24 currently. Coming for you, chat. Perfect. Notably saving the swamp for post-dread presence here. As X, I can confidently say my generation's response to this is whatever. So, do I want to start drawing with Dread Presence sooner, or do I want to ramp with Golos? I think I want to lean into my card advantage as soon as possible. Although, it is kind of appealing to get Golos down because I have Chromatic Lantern, right? So I guess if I would have put Golos down there, I could have threatened to activate Golos next turn. Maybe because I have the Lantern, it's correct to Golos. Remember, even though this lets your things tap for mana of any color, it does not give them all basic land types, so things like Castle do not draw with Dread Presence. Is there a decent way to get Jumpstart singles that aren't 60 packs? No, Jumpstart still has all the same distribution issues that it had a month ago. Just the cold hard truth. Yeah, that's true. Based on it seems like they have a lot of 4 of lands. There's probably a good chance they're playing field. I agree with that assertion. I feel like I don't want to play this into a counterspell here, so I think I'm going to lead on Phyrexian Arena. Arena comes down around Mystic Dispute there. Did Growth Spiral need to be banned as well? I don't think it did in this format. It's a good draw. Maybe I'm supposed to give them a turn with Ugin and Golos. Bojuka Bog them that turn. I assume they're going to ratchet bomb my Chromatic Lantern here. Dispute me, daddy. It's like stare deep into their soul and like, all right. So we're a little bit behind at the moment. Not anything we can't top deck out of, but it's definitely a little bit ahead. I agree, Percy. They have another Field of Ruin anyways, so I'm just going to go ahead and get Bojuka Bog and clean out their graveyard here, so if they draw another Uro, it's worse. No blocks. Go to 19. But maybe don't implement the ban during a tournament. What tournament was going on a Monday afternoon? Was there a Star City thing going on? That's great. So the problem with putting Plague into play here is that it lets them just start plussing Ugin to draw a card, which I'm not sure we can beat. This banning is BS. Does this mean we can't play back? It does mean that I'm going to be pausing my variety segments, Maddie. Sorry. Poor Matthew. We'll do this in response here, so that way they have fewer chances to draw a counterspell. Howdy, Misha. Mastermind does not reveal the card because it gets any card. So in Magic, they only have to reveal it if you could get only getting a specific card type. Yeah, I think this Uro's gonna bury us here. We're only on 7 lands, so like we can't even cast Ugin yet, unfortunately. What's our best draw? Like Lantern and to start activating Golos down the line? Wizards did it. They found the number for the fire department. Burn, baby, burn. The format's an inferno. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I have enough lands at this point that I think I'm getting castles that I could try and draw some extra cards here. And when are they banning Tefn Historic? Today. They banned Tefn Historic today. Tom Tracy, thanks for the 52 months. That's why I'm playing Historic. I would not be playing Magic right now if Tefn was legal. Yeah, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Ramp seems like a tough matchup for us. Especially, I actually think Field of the Dead Ramp is probably a better matchup for this archetype than, like, the Ugin Ulamog Ramp. When I see people talking about them thinking Field of the Dead is a problem in this format, I'm really glad that Wizards hasn't agreed with that so far. Field of the Dead has not felt like an offensive card in this format based on my time playing it so far. They are a Lurrus deck, which is likely the mono white or white blue Aura's deck, so I'm going to mulligan this looking for some removal. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, I don't think I fundamentally changed anything about your list, Pie Master Pie. I think your original list is probably bad against Ulamog, Ugin, Ramp 2. Like you just don't have the ability to close games out before they get to Ulamog. Yeah, Field of the Dead is just like another genuinely powerful thing you can be doing in a format full of powerful things. Ooh, that was a mistake. Should have played Stronghold to hold swamps for post-Dread Prisons. There will be a Hoaglandia Open in August. August 16th, the weekend after Get releases. Wolfwood, thank you for the 22 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm just gonna go ahead and force them to spend their resources here. The upcoming Historic Open will not have any house bans. It will just be stock Historic with Amonkhet cards legal, because the set will be releasing the Thursday before. Just use our mana and get this down here. If they have a blessing, they can save this. If you fully skip Jumpstart. Well, I mean, you can't really buy into Jumpstart. There also aren't that many Jumpstart cards that are playable. Like, if you skip decks like Goblins that are mono Jumpstart cards, it's not that many. Yeah, most of the playable Jumpstart cards are rare and uncommon too. Yeah, playing Arena and not having it immediately get Teferi is a good, big upgrade. All right, so the plan is They play Luris. I Heartless acted in response. They have to say, so they need a land here? Hey, thanks for the 12 months, Duran. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Get your sword to go with that shield. A Teferi gone, will Aether Gust dip down? With what's it called gone more specifically? With Wilderness Reclamation gone, hopefully Aether Gust will be less commonly main deckable. No, I don't think that card's very good, Sword and Shield. It's pretty individually weak. Man, that's a blowout. I guess I do this to force them to use the Selfless Savior. Rodzilla, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I forgot this card has Flash. What's up, oldest son?
Yeah.
Mommy needs my phone again. Okay, tell her to have fun.
2 times.
Thank you, buddy. Close the door behind you. We're gonna go grab an Evenod sweeper. We've played against 0 copies of Goblins so far today in Platinum. Actual 0. We've been playing for over 3 hours. I've currently played against 0 Goblin decks. I'm gonna gain 2 here. This play is gonna be a little odd, but bear with me, chat. They should have sacrificed their 1-drop technically, yeah. Although I don't know if they have anything else that they have the escape enchantment that uses their graveyard, right? Well, they can't draw another Luris Marty. It was their companion. I like to live dangerously, chat. I like to live dangerously. You're not allowed to have a companion and then 3 more in your deck. You're not allowed to if the companion breaks its own restriction. So Luris says you can't have cards that cost more than 2, and Luris costs more than 2. So I have 11 mana total here. What am I doing with this? Yeah, it's probably just Inspired Ultimatum. Golos is not a bad idea. Yeah, I could have like Golos. That doesn't matter. There's a lot of paths to victory here. Eating the Reese's, chat. Exactly. My dojo does not contain fear, chat. No fear. I ain't scared. Cowards can't block warriors, okay? Let's bring in our cheap removal and blockers. Dread Presence is a little slow. I think Gonti's actually probably fine here because it blocks okay. It's probably a trim Phyrexian Arena matchup. I want a couple. We'll split with Agonizing Remorse here. I don't think I really want to draw multiple arenas, but drawing one to get some card advantage going seems fine. We did Bulletproof Pope. We did. Yeah, it's been a good day, Duck Doolittle. Yeah, I think Wurm's too slow. Where did this Luris Auras deck come from? A couple of different players tweeted and talked about it doing well in the Historic Open this past weekend. I forget. I don't know where it came from initially. I don't want to. People are real picky about who gets credit for things like that. It did well over the weekend. Seems relatively competitive. Has some good aggressive draws. Seems to really get picked apart by interactive decks. Yeah, we played against a blue-white version a couple of times. See, it might be a trap against a deck that needs removal spells. No one drop is real good for us. Exile that one. Is this game over already? Yeah, I think that's likely. Oh, I'm so dumb. This is instant speed. Well, that's fine. The Disfigure wasn't going to do anything anyways, right? Golos lets us spin next turn. It does. Yeah, I think so, Deerlick. You'll need a plan for goblins, but I think you could definitely form a plan for goblins with that deck. That deck can reasonably play Grafdigger's Cage, which is nice. And things like Disdainful Stroke. Alright, dear opponent, please don't kill me. I believe that's lethal. Waiting for them to figure out that casting one more enchant creature is lethal here. Massacre, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Alright, we get to spin to win here. Survey says. Alright, I guess. Maybe I'll get to jump with my thing next turn. My wife has my cell phone upstairs, Mox. Okie doke. I think we're gonna bottom Disfigure Ugin here. Let's do Languish. Languish Ugin, actually. The real question is it a shiny Rayquaza? And if yes, does it have a better IV than the 2 shiny Rayquazas I already have? That's the real trick, chat. It needs to be shiny, and I don't have a 3-star shiny Rayquaza yet. Is this another threat here? Sure. Yeah, companion nerf coming in clutch. I could have fielded their castle first. That's a good call. I think it's just this. Yeah, it is a little conservative. I think keeping my life total high with the castle in play is good. Joke's on you. I'm not. Thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I'd rather draw here than cast Murderous Rider. Alright, looking for some spells. Looking for some spells. I don't think I can afford to pay 4 to draw a card here. Eh, who am I kidding? I want to rock! Thanks for the 2/3 VR. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Woof, woof. Is it a concession Ugin chat? What do you think? Feels like a concession Ugin to me. Every Ugin is a concession Ugin. Most are. It's very accurate. Reflection is a journey, not a destination. Laying it on. Laying it on deep there, Daddy Spirit Dragon. Laying it on real thick. I did a Tormix. I did. It was going in the direction I wanted it to go too, so that's nice. Is this matchup impossible? I would bet this matchup's impossible. Two full years and I'm still bad at math. Anti-Arc Demon. Just the 20 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Velocity's interesting. I wonder if they're not playing the Octopus or if they're playing just like 9+ effects that draw cards. One of the awkward parts about a configuration here is that Gifted Aetherborn doesn't have text in this matchup, which is unfortunate. We're gonna trim Dread Presence. We're gonna trim Phyrexian Arena. Yeah, this matchup seems like it's probably pretty bad for us. I could have probably been more clever with the lyrics, but I wanted to put it out there quickly before I went live this morning, Soul Form. I mean, Magic's got a lot of variance in it, so like unwinnable means like you're probably 30 or 40%. Alright, if they don't have land dive down, we get to kill this. Alright, step 1. Killed the thing drawing cards. Step 2 is draw a 4th land to cast Gonti next turn. Hey, maybe we do just want Gifted Aetherborn in this matchup, just because it's like a 2-3 with lifelink. I just found out the good news about Teferi and I'm back for some quality Magic content. Thanks for the entire year of support, Cold Havoc. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. No life! Thank you for the 2 entire years of support. Welcome back. Okie doke. Winning the race at least. Any strong considerations for deck of the day yet? Yeah, the red-black Pyromancer deck was really good. This one's been fine. Gifted Aetherborn goes burr. Hey, what do we think, Chad? Is my 8 mana non-creature spell gonna resolve this game? So I was going to start a poll for will Ugin resolve, and I was putting the poll options as no and no, you idiot, but apparently I'm not allowed to use the word idiot as a poll response on Twitch. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I couldn't have paid for. Stop it. Oh, you know what? This is wrong. I should have held this for next turn, so that way I could try and resolve a spell next turn. If I draw a live one next turn. Today's ban in R is completely unacceptable. I recently invested my entire retirement into Teferi stock, and with one fell swoop, WotC has sent me back to speculating on fetch lands like a schmuck. Yeah, it went live this morning. Because they banned Teferi, they were able to implement the ban and restrict at instant speed. Little McNugget. So they didn't have to wait until their next main phase like they usually do. Alright, so I have 3 mana floating, and then I have Castle plus a couple of others. So I'm just hoping to draw a Languish here. If we draw a Languish, we can actually be in this game. Otherwise, we're dead. Castle Locthwain is definitely card of the day. Yeah, big agree. Wrong 4 mana spell. Yep. So it's a Languish with extra steps. Hey, Pixel. Thank you for the Pillex. Either way, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Oglandia. This is our first Goblins matchup of the day. Aetherborn looking pretty okay here. And this is why the Goblins deck is so good. Is like, we kind of have the tools to not die to the Goblins deck combo plan. But the issue is that we don't just have to beat their combo plan, right? We like also have to beat like Conspicuous Snoop and Goblin Ringleaders grinding us out. Thanks, Bill. Would you like to attack? I would like to block. I played the wrong land. I should have saved the swamp for afterwards for Dread Presence. Actually a really big misplay. Because now Dread Presence can't kill this with the swamp. Thanks, let it rip. Yeah, we'll be back to daily Magic content starting today. Yeah, now instead of playing Dread Presence and killing Snoop with that, I have to play Murderous Rider here. That's fine. We're in an okay spot here until they peel amongst us. No! Oh! It's game 1. Oh, it's game 1. Well, I guess I get a second. I wanted to get a cage. I guess I'm getting Languish. I wanted to get Cage to lock them out of... Muxus top decks. Post board, we board in the Cage. Buster Kaggle, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Oglandia. I appreciate it. Maybe I'm actually, this was probably wrong. I should have gotten the Witch's Vengeance, because the Witch's Vengeance would have let me play Murderous Rider that turn. No, I need to play my land drops, chat. The only reason I should have sequenced my lands differently the previous turn is because I had a different land. I'm definitely not in the market to be skipping land drops. So they'll sack this for a mana so I don't gain a life. Murderous Rider buffers my life total a little bit. A number of these builds don't have Ringleader in their main deck, which is great for us. Gonti's slow. I think Dread Presence is honestly probably too slow. I probably don't want to draw too many Phyrexian Arenas. What do we think of this? I don't think Extinction Event's good enough. I think with Cry and Witch's Vengeance and Languish, I'm fine. You want Plague for Krenko tokens? Nah, I think I'll leave this in the board. We can wish for it if we need it, but I think I'd rather just have Witch's Vengeance or Languish a lot of time. I don't think I really want Plague over these other cards that I have. Keeping an acquisition? Yeah, you need acquisition as one of your tools to win the game. I mean, what we're playing is kind of a ramp deck. Like, we have Lantern and we have Golos. I definitely think we're on, like, the ramp spectrum with this deck. The deck we played before this was a mid-range deck, and that was very, very reasonable. I do definitely think, though, this deck qualifies as a... ramp deck. Yeah, at a minimum, it's ramp adjacent. With Fires and Reclamation banned, Cabal Stronghold shall inherit the earth. Oh, it's funny because it's true. I'm gonna give them a turn with their Goblins. Because they can't cast Bucks this next turn anyways. So next turn we get to Wurm them. Goodbye, friends. Thug. Worm greater than girl at Massacre, right? I mean, at least Worm's more precise with its Massacre, right? Like, Massacre Wurm's a one-sided slaughter, which is nice. Whoa, DM Joey. It's been good to see you smiling while playing Magic again. Happy band day indeed. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year, and thanks for the sub gifts earlier. I appreciate it. That's a staggering play. Prof. Dr. Mr. P, thanks for the 1.5 years. They are quite insightful, chat. That's a great pickup for down the line. Cascading Cataracts. What does that do? Uh-oh. Yeah, probably. Feels like a low cost of inclusion. Is this a Spell Pierce, chat? Is this a Spell Pierce? I guess it could be a blessing, too, to save Ornithopter. We're definitely in the business of making them have it here. That's not close. Yeah, I agree. It looked like they were just holding a place bounty. Mim Montegro, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. I was definitely scared. We were making the play, but there was some fear in my dojo. The last deck was excellent. This one's been very reasonable. I'm biased and tend to prefer mid-range decks, so I think the first deck is probably going to be deck of the day so far. We played Red-Black Pyromancer before this. I don't know if mutate decks are going to end up being playable in this format, but we're sure as heck going to try. Where is No Fear in My Dojo from? That is a Karate Kid reference. Of course, Spirit Dancer is a good follow-up here. Yeah, I'll have an updated schedule posted tonight, Minmon. Was really hoping to draw a land there, so that way we could Mastermind for Heartless Act and kill this. Think I let them draw a card and keep my Golos alive here? Innocent Blood. That seems narrow. Land. We have a chump block for Core Spirit Dancer next turn at least. Well, they peeled Selfless Savior, which protects their thing. Nailed it. So first time I noticed Gonti has Death Touch. Part of why this card's good. It generates card advantage in the control matchups and is a removal spell in these matchups. One Ugin, please. Ooh, that's a good call, Misha. Yeah, I'd be up a removal spell with that sequencing, which would have been valuable. And now I have enough mana that I can Mastermind's acquisition for Vraska's Contempt, and Vraska's Contempt the Spirit Dancer through the Selfless Savior. Although I'm probably chumping with Gonti this turn, which is gonna elicit this block anyways, if I could stop clicking on the enchantments. Who asked about the dojo quote? I feel like they need a 98-minute timeout to go watch a classic. Oh! Oh yeah, that's much better. Good Galderon. Bye, friends. Cast Exile Plague Wind. They're at 36 life, chat. How could we ever win the game? Yeah, I agree, Zach. And like, Phyrexian Arena is like exactly the style of card, one of the many styles of card that Teferi invalidated, right? Like, the fact that you can play a card like this in the control matchups now and not just get like tempoed to hell and back for playing it is like so fantastic. I think this is a card that we could probably see pop up as sideboard options too now, because this card is ideally a good tool against control. And now it really has the ability to really do what it's intended to do, which is great. Alright, so I think Gonti and Dread Presence are slow here. Just gonna bring in some extra sweepers and removal and blockers. Yeah, History Banality is a bit better too. I agree with that. I think Niv is a playable anti-control card. Nah, I think Conqueror's Death is probably means that. 6 mana Niv's still not a very playable card. catch and release here. Looking for some more mana. Yeah, it's fine. Thanks for the 24 months, Radagast. I appreciate that. Welcome back. How long till Sultai Flash? This is going to be the last match with this deck. Cry of the Carnarium, please. It's fine. We at least get to do this and name Vampire. I wonder if these Witches' Vengeances are even good in this deck. Maybe these should just be main deck Cry of the Carnariums. Because, like, the difference between -2/-2 and -3/-3 against the Goblins deck is, like, pretty trivial. I feel like I just got out on 2 dates with Runeterra and Magic shows up in a convertible telling me he's changed and wants me back. You know? For the record, games are fun and it's okay to enjoy lots of different games. I don't intend to stop playing Runeterra. That's still going to be a part of the stream moving forward. I'm going to post a approximate breakdown for what we're going to do tonight after I sign off and get my post-stream stuff done today. What are we hoping to peel here? Like a Languish? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to enjoy a variety of things. Variety is the spice of life. This means this lives through a Languish now. Greninja. Yeah, basically the freak. Cranko too. Cranko doesn't die to Cry. It's Cranko or Chieftain. Double Chieftain. Here's a general question for people in chat. If I'm gonna do a mix of Runeterra and Magic stuff, should I do Magic first, Runeterra first, or should I alternate it? I feel like from a scheduling perspective, consistently doing the same segments about the same time might be better. Yeah, alternating sounds like a hassle for people to follow, would be my thought. Yeah, consistency is often key in this industry. So this doesn't die to Heartless Act. I think we're just playing Phyrexian Arena here. And then with the Languish in hand, I might just be chumping with Aetherborn next turn. That's not the end of the world. We got 1 for 1. Kind of surprised they baffling ended that if they were going to give this flying anyways. Was that a good draw, chat? Yeah, I think consistency is probably key, rather than mixing it up. Goodbye, tiny creatures. So, for those of you at home that are newer to Magic, protection from black would prevent damage being dealt to this, but cards like Languish and Witch's Vengeance that give --/ like that are not impacted by things like that. It's worth noting. Yeah, targeted effects are different. Talking about global effects like Witch's Vengeance and Languish. I don't know that I want to field them proactively. I don't necessarily need the extra mana, and my opponent's deck could be playing something like White Castle, which could take over this game and kill me if I don't say Field of Ruin. One dinosaur, please. Just died to escape ships. I forgot I could respond to it with Assassin's Trophy. Weird being able to use the stack again. Thanks for the 2/3 of your disoriental. Yeah, I don't know that I really have any strict comments on things to change or do differently. Maybe if you want to get the deck down to a trim 60 card main deck, I might put like the Vraska's Contempt, in the sideboard and cut something. Like maybe I don't need 4 Gifted Aetherborn. Makes the curve a little bit more appealing. Nah, I think on reflecting on it more, I think I'd prefer Witch's Vengeance. Being able to kill not only Double Lord, but also Krenko, I think has a lot of appeal. So I think I like the 2 Witch, 2 Languish, 2 Cry split. Thoughts on having a Mythos? I don't know what that card does. This card, Nethril? Just to like destroy random things? I don't know, I feel like Ugin already kind of does this, but better. Yeah, I think it is, Android. I want to kill goblins. We did Elderspell one time, but it wasn't really necessary, and we lost the game anyways. So yeah, I could see maybe Elderspell being the cut, or an Aetherborn, one of the two, but All in all, the deck felt very reasonable. The only thing we played against that didn't feel particularly competitive is I think this archetype is going to really struggle against Ulamog ramp decks specifically. I think between things like Witch's Vengeance and Virulent Plague and stuff like that, our deck is fine against Field of the Dead ramp decks and Scapeshift ramp decks, but I think Ugin and Ulamog specifically are going to be tough. The mono blue matchup was yeah, that's probably bad too. I don't know that you can really improve the mono blue matchup. Like any deck that has this much clunk in the curve basically just means that you're just not going to be able to get through there. Can you put this back in? You definitely can, Fox. And we played Red-Black Pyromancer before this that you'd submitted, since WotC decided to fix their stuff. So yeah, I'll be happy to... Like, definitely, and I appreciate the resubmission, because I think if this one feels good a second time through, this is definitely something that can go up on the website. It's a really sweet, kind of unique archetype. Yeah, there's a deck queue for Historic, and it was a good set. Yep, happy to get this one re-added. Okay, at any rate, for people that are new, we always try to get through a variety of different decks here, so we are going to be moving along and playing some Sultai Flash before we wrap things up today. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll, get everything set up and flipped over, but don't go anywhere. You're not going to miss anything. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.